this is Emma. Welcome to this episode of Imagine's Wheel. If you are thinking about starting your own fashion blog, or if you already started one, this episode will be extremely helpful to you. I got to sit down with one of my favorite fashion bloggers in the Bay Area, Hannah at the Road to Hannah. She's super young, but she has already built a name for herself. In this interview, she will talk about how she built her brand, grew followers on Instagram, and found brands to work with. And she also included some really helpful tips and insights in the fashion blogging world. So without further ado, welcome Hannah and enjoy.
Okay, hi, my name is Hannah and I'm the founder of theroadtohannah.com, which is a blog focused on sustainability and conscious living, focused on everything from sustainable style to veganism to the zero waste movement, everything that kind of encompasses living sustainably and eco-friendly. If you're looking to start a fashion blog, I think it really depends on what exactly you want to do. If you want to do the same thing that everyone and their mother is doing, which is just posting pictures of your outfits, and it really doesn't require much. All you got to do is just pick a platform, build a website, find a photographer, be your own photographer if you want, start shooting photos, write some content, upload them. It's pretty straightforward. If you want to be a little bit more different and create a brand and a business basically out of yourself, and that requires a little bit more work. You still need to do the things that I listed. You need to be able to build your own website and find a name, find something that makes you stand out and be different. Create that, find a photographer, someone that will be able to take consistent content for you, or again, do it yourself if you have the means to. I have major respect for people, bloggers in particular, who take all their own photos. And then you need to come up with a plan, come up with a business plan. How are you going to raise money? What is that going to look like? What are your goals for raising money? Are you going to work with other brands? How are you going to approach that? What is your mission statement? What is your brand? How are you going to attract potential customers and clients? How is that going to happen? You have to have a game plan, and that's going to come about from writing a business plan and really knowing what your goals are right from the get-go. And maybe just to be more casual and start out, but it just, again, really depends on your goals. And when it comes to earning revenue, there are so many different ways that you can, and you really have to pick the way that works best for you. For me, I really like affiliate marketing and sponsorships. So affiliate marketing is where you partner with a company and they create custom links for you. You link their items on your blog, and every time someone clicks on that link or purchases something, you'll get commission, generally between like 5 and 15%. So it's not a whole ton, but there are bloggers who can make up to $100,000 a month just off of affiliate marketing. Of course, that takes a ton of time and effort, but it is possible to make a sole income on that. So I do like doing a little bit of affiliate marketing. The second thing I really like doing is sponsorships. So where I partner with a brand that I love and feel really represents my brand and fits with my brand really well and that my readers will love, and they pay me to create content for them. So I will do a blog post or an Instagram post or a video or whatever and incorporate that brand in there and have that brand highlighted throughout the entire thing, and then they pay me based on that. That's my favorite way to do it. You can make a lot of money doing those, but they are a little bit harder to secure, and you do have to have an established platform before brands are willing to pay you. Getting paid by brands does take time. It takes a lot of effort, and again, you have to put in that effort to build up your business first before you can get to that point. Some other ways that people do make money off their blogs is through advertisements. They just simply post Google advertisements on their site. I personally don't like this method. I don't like having my website cluttered with ads, but that's a personal preference. I know a lot of people really do love that, and they make really good money off of it. So again, it really depends. Those are the 3 main ways that you can make money off your blog. Again, it really just depends on your personal preference and trying all of them out and seeing what works for you. In a nutshell, there's so much that goes into building traffic, but a good way to do it is cross-promoting your posts on social media, really putting them on every single platform. Instagram's a big one for me. I get a lot of traffic when I link my posts through Instagram stories. There's also Facebook. I have a Facebook business page which I push all of my new posts out to. Pinterest, I push all my posts out to Pinterest, and same with Twitter. So I have it automatically set so any new post gets pushed out to every single platform, which makes it really easy to get a lot of different traffic, because that way I'm hitting a bunch of different targets. Because not all my Instagram followers follow me on Twitter. In terms of getting brands to notice you or to working with brands, that is a whole other ballgame in itself. I really didn't start working with brands until I hit about 5,000 to 7,000 followers on Instagram. After that, brands started reaching out to me. I would just get emails. My inbox would be flooded with emails from various random mom and pop shops that just wanted to work with me. And it's kind of how it starts. People will come to you, but again, you have to have that established platform. You have to have the start of a brand built up for yourself so that people can recognize your work and want to spend their money or their time working with you. So that's kind of how it started for me. Now I do a combination of both. I get a lot of inquiries, but I probably turn down about 80 to 85% of the inquiries I get. And that is purely because of the fact that if a brand is not 110% aligned with me and my vision for my brand, I'm not going to work with them. If it's not something that I personally love or a place that I personally would shop at, then I can be almost certain that my followers and readers won't shop there. So then I won't work with them. I also do a lot of outreach to brands that I love. So I'm actually working on a partnership with Sweet Green right now, the salad company, and that came about because I reached out to them and they were totally receptive. Same as I've worked with Glossier, which is an amazing makeup company, and I reached out to them several times to get that. But then there's been instances where I worked with Airbnb and they reached out to me, and I worked with Toyota and they reached out to me. So again, it really just depends. It's kind of about half and half, but I definitely recommend reaching out. Don't be afraid to reach out to other people because not everyone's going to come to you. Honestly, there are hundreds of thousands of articles you can go read about how to build your following. And I mean, you kind of have to test out all the options that people have and see what works for you. Some things that work for some people that help them grow to thousands didn't work at all for me. Whereas I did some things that maybe didn't work for other people. So one thing I recommend is just post consistently. Try to post at least 3 to 4 times a week and post consistent content. By consistent content, I mean post content that looks good. So for example, if you look at my page, a lot of my photos have gray backgrounds. That's very noticeable, and that's become kind of like my trademark. So people know, without even seeing whose photo that is, oh, that's Hannah's photo, because I have a very distinct editing style. So keeping kind of like an aesthetic or a general look to your content is going to make it a lot better for people to follow, or a lot easier for people to want to follow you. Not only because it's more aesthetically pleasing on the eye, but also because they'll be able to recognize your body of work, and there's a little bit of a predictability to it. Now, with that said, you don't want every photo to look the same. You don't want it to be completely predictable, but you do want to have just a little bit of that, that predictability to it, just so that people know kind of what they can expect from you, and there's a little bit of a consistency within your work. Next thing I recommend is hashtags. Use a ton of hashtags on your photos, but relevant hashtags. Switch up your hashtags all the time based on ones that are trending well, and don't just put random ones. Use ones that are meant for your industry. So for example, when I was first starting out, I used the hashtag lookbook a lot because lookbook is a huge site for fashion people. But if you are, say, going into the vegan food world, you may want to go with the hashtag vegan food share, because that's a huge one where a lot of people scope out people through that. So you kind of need to tailor it to, again, your brand and who your ideal audience is, and that's going to come from writing the business plan and your mission statement, so it all kind of ties together. Next thing I recommend doing is just being active. Go on the Explore feed and comment and like people's photos all the time. Go under certain hashtags and comment and like all the photos under there. It can be just a couple words, it can be just like a couple hundred likes, but it'll really help people see you, because people aren't going to come to you if you don't come to them, right? You kind of have to help seek them, or you kind of have to put yourself out there so that people will see you and then they'll want to follow you. So that's kind of my advice for growing a following. First off, if you're looking for photographers to work with, you could always hire me, because I do a lot of blogger photography. I shoot with a lot of different bloggers across the Bay Area, but that's just to plug myself. If you're looking for photographers to work with, one of the ways that I found not only all my friends basically who are now photographers, but ones who I collaborated with a ton, was through the hashtag Bay Area Photographer. So just go on Instagram, type in your city or your area. So it could be like Detroit photographer, Oakland photographer, San Francisco photographer, Boston photographer, whatever it is, wherever you're located, right? And click on that hashtag. And once you go through those photos, you'll find tons of photographers in your area. And then from there, what I would do is I would spend like hours going through there, going through all these photographers and just sending them all DMs, being like, hey, my name is Hannah, I do this, I'd love to collaborate with you, let me know if you'd be interested. Just a quick, short, and sweet message that basically gets your point across that, hey, I'm interested in working with you. And some photographers may say, yes, I'd love to collaborate, and others may say, hey, here are my rates, you can hire me. So it really depends on the person. So there's that. That's probably my biggest way that I've found photographers, was through just looking through hashtags. If you're in the Bay Area, I used Bay Area photographer, San Francisco photographer, and Oakland photographer a lot to find a lot of people. So Instagram's kind of your best resource for that. This is going to sound harsh, and some people may take it the wrong way, but it's something that I feel is important. If you're coming into this industry just to make money, just to get followers, just to get free things from brands, don't come into it. It's as plain and simple as that, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress, it's really hard. A lot of people think it's really easy, it's not, and you won't survive it. You simply won't go as far as you think. And you're not going to have a trusted readership, you're not going to have readers that follow you. You'll have readers that follow you, but you won't have people that really trust you if you're just in it for the money, because it's very easy to see through it. I've met so many women who are just in this industry because they just want to make a buck and they want to be rich and famous and all of that. I had one girl tell me at an event, actually, she was like, I just really want to be famous. And like, that's fine, but don't come into this industry just to do that. A, it paints a bad picture for everyone else in the industry who's genuinely in it to work hard and loves it. And B, you're just not going to go that far. You're going to hit a peak, hit a place where you just can't get over that edge, and you're not going to make it. You have to be in it because you genuinely love it. It is a tough world in so many different aspects. With that said, it's incredibly rewarding too, but you have to love it and have the passion for it to get to those rewards, to be able to reap the benefits. So don't come into this industry just for money, for fame, for fortune, whatever it is. Chances are too, for the first few years, you're not going to be making much money at all. That being said, on a more positive, less cynical note, if you do really love it and have the passion for it, go for it. Don't let people stop you. People are going to tell you that you're crazy for doing what you're doing. People are going to tell you that you'll never succeed, that you shouldn't waste your time because it's such a saturated market. Trust me, I've heard it all from people. But you know what? If you really love it and have the passion for it, go for it, because at the end of the day, it is a fleeting industry, and being a creative is an incredibly rewarding thing, but you know, you have to be able to work for it, and if the time is right and the opportunity is striking, just go for it. But again, you have to have the love and passion for it, and by all means, if you have that, everything else will flow organically and you'll get to that place of success. So best of luck.